Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of The Sacred Darkness with me, Sheila Nina McKenna. And I would like to dedicate this very first episode of 2026 to what I have learned as a 45-year-old that I'm really glad I did not know when I was in my 20s or 30s. Because I've seen so many episodes on YouTube that say what I learned as a 70-year-old that I wish I knew in my 20s. No, I don't believe in that at all. The reason why I say that is because if I knew what I knew back then there wouldn't be very much for me to learn. And a lot of people might say, you know what? Life would have been much easier if I had known these things in my earlier years, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And I get that. Everybody is different. My mother is one of those people. She is, let me put it this way. She was very, very self-aware at a very early age, and that really helped her along the way. Every really important goal that she needed to make a reality and to manifest, that's exactly what she did. And for people like me, it has taken me decades to get to this point in my life, to this level of mental, emotional, and physical coherence. A person like myself who has to start from not knowing and having to learn and understand myself, no matter how long it has taken, I am able to go back to the person that I was back then who didn't really understand myself the way I do now. And I'm able to give a trajectory. And I'm in that place now where I'm able to help somebody who is in this space of, I really want to get from where I am to where I want to be, whether it's a lack of self-awareness or an inability to follow through. There's so many things that I'm in a space right now that I'm able to do that a lot of people who are very high achievers may not be very good at because they're not the best teachers. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, so what is that thing that I am glad that I know now, no matter what, even if it's taken me decades for me to know? The first most important thing is just how important failure is. Failure is so essential for growth, and it is really shunned upon. I grew up in African schools. And for anybody who's grown up in African schools, you had the crap beaten out of you when you got things wrong, right? It's true. And immediately when you are taught that there's something wrong with failing, then you cannot embrace it as you get older. You don't see the lessons that it can teach you. You don't understand that failure is not part and parcel of your identity or your personality. It's merely uh, it's a form of data. It's something that you can use, and it's like an indicator. It tells you that you've gone off track in a certain way, in a certain place, and all you need now are the right tools to get you where you need to go. But that's not how we were taught in school. We were taught that when you fail, you are a screw up. There is something wrong with you, and you need to correct yourself. And the ones that got it right were exalted. So you never even knew, or it never even occurred to you that it's something that it was a trajectory thing. It wasn't a personality thing. It simply was a cue. That's all it was. But we didn't grow up with that. And I shunned a lot of things at a very young age, very important things like uh, discipline. Discipline was one of those things that I really had a problem with. I was always taught that in order to achieve your goals, it took blood, sweat, and tears. It took hard work. It took relentless hours. They made discipline sound like this horrible, horrible thing that you had to go through in order to achieve your goals. And I didn't like it. And that was absolutely detrimental for me. But again, it's because of the language. It was the language with which uh, discipline was described to me that I didn't want to have anything to do with. It was the way failure was presented to me that I did not want to uh, see failure as an ally, as a tool, as something that I can use to propel me further in life. Because I didn't see failure and discipline as friends. I saw them as disciplinarians. I saw them as enemies that I had to rebel against. And it, it, uh, it took a certain level uh, of maturity and self-understanding and self-parenting to put myself in the place where I realize now just how important these tools are. But I have to tell you that I don't regret in any way where my life is. I feel like as a 45-year-old, I feel like as a 45-year-old, I'm starting all over again. But I'm starting from a place where all my ducks are lined up in a row. I don't feel like I'm walking against myself anymore. This is not the most perfect video. I get that. I get that I've probably said a lot more than I thought I would, but I'm still going to edit it and I'm still going to put it out. Why? Because I understand that this is a process. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to overly criticize myself. I understand now how important it is to put things out there, even when it looks really amateur and almost juvenile, and that there are probably going to be like 5 views. I'm okay with that because this process is not really about what it looks like out there. It's my personal process, and that is what matters to me. And that's the beauty of understanding all of these lessons, because I was the kind of person who was completely unable to follow through on something. I think we are all that way. Well, not all of us, but most of us focus so much on how things look like right now. We place a lot of focus on how imperfect, how unglamorous, how messy and uncoordinated your journey looks like right now, and you probably will only want to put out the best version of yourself. Well, that's not going to be that way, not with me. I'm going to put this version of me out right now because I couldn't be proud of who I am. I couldn't be prouder and happier about who I am in 2026. It took me decades to get to this point in my life. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of every step that I have taken to get here and every single step that I'm about to take. So, in this very uncoordinated, very unscripted video, my hope for you is that you give yourself the grace and the honor and the self-respect and self-reverence, the kindness and compassion to become the fullest expression of who you truly are, whatever that is and whatever that means to you, because that is the most important thing. Forget about these external expectations that you need to meet that probably have nothing to do with who you are right now. And this belief that when I accomplish those things, when I make those things happen for myself in my life, then I'm going to have respect for myself. Then I'm going to look at myself differently. No, look at yourself differently now. Give yourself that reverence now. Give yourself that trust and honor and acknowledgement for everything that you needed to do to get to who you are right now. It may not be perfect. It may have very little to do with this journey that you're on, and this destination that you want to reach. But honestly, my hope is that you enjoy your life now, not when everything is perfect, but now. I hope you enjoy every relationship that you have created, every opportunity to wake up in the morning to live out that day. I hope that you appreciate the things that you have and the circle of people that you have in your life, whether it's one, whether you have got two people and they don't exactly make a circle. I just hope that you appreciate as many circumstances that are in your life right now, because your life right now is complete. It may not be what you want, but it is complete, and it has got everything that you need to build what you want, whatever it is that you believe your future holds for you. I'm just one of those people who believe that everything I have now and who I am right now is everything that I need. And whether I fulfill my goals this year or not, my goals are not attached to my identity anymore. So I don't feel like if these things that I have created for myself don't work out, and I'm not saying that I'm not going to work towards them and that I'm not going to be inspired every day to work on them like I do, but if I don't hit those marks, they're not going to injure me. They're not going to have me believing that this version of that, because I haven't reached that place, that I'm not good enough. I'm tired of that. That's not going to be me anymore. Anyway, so that's me ranting and raving. Actually, not yeah, ranting and raving. That's exactly what I did in this video. And for anybody who decides to watch it, I hope that you find I hope that you find a message that resonates with you in here, because I really have put my heart and soul and my love into it, and with all of my shakes as fast videos go. And that's about it. I wish you the very, very, very best in 2026, whatever that means for you. Until the next episode, bye for now.